Hey, it's Coach Jeremy here with Red Hawk Coaching and the Explode program. Our next module is going to focus on how to create an email signature block to communicate your brand and communicate the most important information that your customers, your prospects, whoever it is that you're emailing or in contact with, they know how to reach you. There's also going to be some compliance things that we discuss in the state of Texas. They require certain things to be in the signature block. If you're watching this from a different state, make sure that you check with that organization that's holds your license to see if any of these things need to be in your signature block as well. Again, we're focusing on Google products. If you have Outlook, GoDaddy, or any other platform, all the information that we're covering in this module is still relevant to you. It's just on a different platform. So I look forward to building this email block signature, walking you through the steps. Let's get started with the module now. Hey, it's Coach Jeremy here, and let's dive in. You've now gone to G Suite, you've purchased the business account, and you've gotten your domain picked both for your website in the future, as well as the domain for your email. And so one of the first things you need to do is get your email signature set up so that when you're communicating via email, you're actually branding yourself and driving people to the places that you want them to go to. So I'm going to show you in mine when I compose the email signature pops up. It's already there. It's got what I'm going to teach you today made in CANVA, as well as some disclosures. I'll show you a couple of things you'll need to do as a real estate agent, specifically in Texas. And if you're in another state, check the guidelines that an email is marketing. And a lot of the states regulate agents in the way that they market. So make sure that you're doing the right things there. And this will be specifically for those in Texas, but I imagine it's probably going to be for other states as well. So let's get started on the process of creating that signature. So the first thing you're going to do is go up to your settings and then go to see all settings. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to see your email signature. Now I've already created one. So what I'm going to do is create one today for the Explode program. So you can have multiple signatures. You can switch your signatures at any time, which is a cool feature. And before we can really edit this, we need to go in and create the signature block. And I'm going to use a product called CANVA. Now, CANVA is free. I choose to pay, I think it's about $114, $15 a year for the CANVA Pro. If that's something you'd like to do, it does give you some more features. It allows you to work with transparent photographs and a lot of other cool things. Yet what I'm going to teach you today, you could do with just the basic CANVA. So let me bring CANVA in. And we're going to go on the home screen. You're going to see at the top right-hand corner, create a design. Now we're going to use custom dimensions here. The dimensions that I recommend are 600 in width, 200 in height. If you start getting over 600 in width, especially with mobile devices, you'll see that signature block is cut off. If you want to ensure that it doesn't cut off, you might even go smaller. Just depends on what you're doing to create it. So I'm just giving you some guidelines today. You can be as creative as you want, or just take this information, modify it to what you need for your particular business. So once I have those dimensions in, and make sure it's pixels, do not change, do inches, millimeters, centimeters, because then it's going to be extremely large. So pixels is what you want. We're going to create design. And now you have your blank canvas. So one of the things, especially in the real estate industry, is people identify with their agent by their picture. Just a side note and a caveat is make sure you're getting that picture redone every year. One of the running jokes is that you'll see real estate agents that have been 30, 40 years in the business, and the picture does not match what the agent looks like. So make sure you're doing that every year, every 2 years, updating that profile picture so that when people see you, they recognize who you are. So picture is really important. So we're going to add that to our signature. So what I'm going to do here is go to some elements, or elements right here. First thing I'm going to do is add a circle. Now you can make this whatever color you want. I have it branded red for my business. And this is just going to be a border for a picture that I'm going to add of myself. The next element I'm going to add is, it's called a frame. Now the frame is where the picture is actually going to go in. So I can move this around and get it to where it's centered, to where it looks like I have a red frame. Basically, it's layered on top of that original circle that I created. So once I have that, now all I need to do is add a photo. So if you go to your uploads, you can upload any image here. You can see I use Canva a lot. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to find that photo that I'd like to use. And I've got a lot of photos on here. Let's see. Going, looking for the one I'm currently using. And there it is. So I'm just going to drag that photo right into that circle, that frame. And I'm going to let it go. And now I've got a framed picture of myself. Now, what you'll want to do is to create and make this an object so that if you want to move it around, it keeps everything together. So what you do is just click and drag, and you're going to highlight the entire thing. And up here at the top right, you're going to click on group. So now I can take this and move it anywhere, and all the elements will stay together. All right, next thing I'm going to do is add my name. So I'm going to create a text box, and it really doesn't matter which one you utilize, because you can go in and change any of the formatting once you've got it set to where you want it. So the first thing I'm going to add is my name, and so we're just going to put Jeremy Williams, and that's a really boring font, so I'm going to change the font. I'm going to highlight my text, and I'm going to go up here. One of the ones I like a lot, it's called, I think it's Abertime. Let's see, there it is. And so it kind of gives a funky look to my name, and it's obviously way too small. So we're gonna put that at, let's do 48. There we go, much better. So I'm gonna get that, and now I can drag and put that material anywhere that I'd like. All right, great. Now I've got a quote that I use, and it's helping others to soar in business and life. I'd like that to be my signature block somewhere. So again, I'm going to add some more text. And I'm going to just put helping others to soar both in business and life. Okay. Once I have that created, again, the text is boring. I'm going to change it up a little bit. So I'm going to highlight my text. And another one of my favorites, highlight that again, is one called Amsterdam. All right. So I can take that and move that around. If I want to change that up a little, I can just slide it. It's really easy. You can't really break anything. If you do delete something, just do it again. All right. So now I've got my quote on there. Now I need the information that's going to be relevant to how they can contact me. So I'm going to put, again, I'm going to put the name of my company. So I'm going to take that right below my name here. And I'm going to do Red Hawk Coaching. And let's pull this box out so that fits on one line. I'm going to make sure that it's formatted to the left there, so everything will be in alignment. I'm going to go ahead and change the color of this to red. Okay. And then next I'm going to add my email and my phone number. And so I'm going to go back up here to elements. And I've got a couple of elements I like to use here. One is representative of the website. One is representative email. So I'm going to use the mail. I'm going to size that down. And then staying with my theme, I can also change the colors of that. And I'm going to turn it red. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Not really filling this font right here. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to use one called Libre Bakersville. I like that a lot better. All right, so I can copy this because I'm going to stick with that font. I might change the color and paste. And I'm going to put my email. So jeremy@redhawkcoaching.com. Now that's way too big. So I'm going to size that down to, let's say 10. And I'm going to change the color to black. And then I'm just going to move it around. Okay. And then let's do the, let's do the world. And you can see as I move it, it'll help you with centering. And so that it looks like it's been done by a professional. So everything will be centered and it'll look great. Again, I'm going to change the color to red. And then I'm going to format it the exact same as this one here. So I'm just going to copy and then paste. And you can use Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste. I'm going to get it in alignment here with the line above. And here I'm just going to type in my website. Now you can play around with this and get it to exactly how you want it. If you want to change the size or change the font, I mean, you can literally spend hours doing this. It's not the most productive work, but it is important to brand yourself and to create that image that you'd like people to see of your business. And so what I'm going to do is, once you've got everything done in exactly the way you want it, one of the things you might add on here is I didn't put my phone number. So you could add that if you would choose to. So we're going to click on download, and the recommended, we're going to go with what's recommended, and we're just going to click download here. All right. So we have your signature, your block designed, and now we're going to go back over to your Gmail account, and we're going to work on creating that signature. Now in Texas, it's required that above the signature block that it is required that you must have what's called the information about brokerage services and the TREC consumer protection notice forms, both of them above the signature block. Going out and finding the links for those, it could either be hosted on maybe within your Google Docs, or I know a lot of agents, especially with the Houston Association of Realtors and essentially anybody that uses the program Matrix, you're able to go online and grab the links specifically to your filled out IABS as well as the consumer protection notice. So you'll go in and just type information about brokerage services. And you can change the font here. I believe that the state requires that it's a size 10, or you could do small. You can get away with that. And then TREC consumer protection notice. All right. So those two things there. What you would do is you would highlight the portion of text. You'll see this thing, it looks like a chain link. And when you click on that, you can put a link in here to go out to where that document is hosted. Make sure you test the link so that you know that it works. All right, then you can have your sign off. Mine is Onward and Upward. And then I want to include that image that I built. So the image, we're going to upload it, and we put it in my downloads. So there it is. Once that's in there, your signature is complete. The only other things that I recommend adding to the email is some disclosures that it doesn't constitute as a contract, or maybe instructions on wiring. Wiring instructions. There's a lot of fraud in that area today, and so having those disclosures on your email will protect you down the road in the event anything happens. So you just want to make sure you consult with your broker on that for that particular language. I'll have some language inside of the Facebook group if you'd like to go there that you may or may not want to utilize. Again, I'm going to ask you to take that information and go to your broker and consult with them on that, and make sure that the wording is okay for them, because at the end of the day, the broker's the person that needs to protect you. And so, essentially we've walked you through how to do that. The most important thing is, once you have everything set up in here, is to go down to the bottom and hit save changes. If you don't save the changes, it won't show up. Now, when you compose your email, you will see your email block. Now, this is the one that I have already set up. I've got a link in here. Instead of having a bunch of social media buttons, I have a link that actually goes out to a page on my website that features all the links. And so instead of it being cluttered with Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and all those other things, they can go, first of all, it drives them to my web page. Secondly, it just makes your signature block look cleaner. Now, I did add a confidentiality notice at the bottom of mine, because when I'm dealing with customers and clients, all our conversations are confidential. If they're emailing me material, that is confidential. It's between just the client and myself. So I put in there, this email message, including any attachments, is for the sole use of the intended recipients and may contain confidential information and privileged information protected by law. Any unauthorized review, use, disclosure, or distribution is prohibited. If you're not the intended recipient, please contact the sender by reply email and destroy the copy of the original message. So I'm disclosing to them that if I were to send an email by accident, everything is confidential. When I'm communicating with my clients, everything is confidential. So you may want to talk to your broker, take a look in the Facebook group that you're now part of, and there's some information. Just search the group for email signature, and you'll find that information there. So jump onto Facebook group, post. I'd love to see some of the images that you create for your business. Post those there and share with everybody, so we can get some ideas on, maybe how to be more creative with our email signature blocks. It is an important part of your business because it's part of your branding. It identifies who you are, and most importantly, it lets people know how they can get in contact with you. So I trust this helps you. And go work on building that signature. And I look forward to seeing all the creative people out there and what they're doing to brand themselves and their business through their email signature block. Have a great day.